Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Duran over at Alpha 7 Trading Academy. Gonna spend about 20 minutes with you before I have another one-on-one coaching session. I thought I'd chime in, do a live stream session, see what we could get for the end of the day. Now, usually with Alpha 7, what we look for is an end-of-day dumper, but that really all depends on the 60-minute. And as we can see, the 60-minute is really trying to cross down, just like the 15-minute. And just before the 15-minute was higher, looked like everything was going up, and then the Bosch chart, which is the 15, decided to continue to go lower. So let's just look a little closer. So as you can see, we do have a potential end-of-day dumper that we could find due to the spies. So what you want to look for is something that either was extended, or has any setup where the 60-minute is ready to cross down. That's what you really want to be looking for. So let's see if we could find any setups here. I'm also in my chat room, so if you hear me talking to anybody in the chat room, that's just me in the chat room. So let's see what we got here. Jack, Brendan, and Dion, anybody looking? Dion's looking at LO. LO, 1 minute, inverse pop, which already went. So one of our guys went into an inverse pop right here. 65.91s, probably covered some around 83s. Do you like LRCX? So let's check out LRCX. What are we looking for? Mini inverse pup here on the 5, Jack? Is that what you're looking at? Yeah, I see that. That doesn't look so bad. Maybe we'll take this. The 1 minute has to come back down. 5 minute already kind of triggered here. What time is it? 15:06. We got another 4 minutes before another 5 minute counter candle may form here. 15 minute is trying to cross down here, which is probably the Bosch chart here, Jack, for that. However, the 5 minute did already trigger in a way from the previous counter candle. Looks like it wants to make another leg down. Alright, so SPY's continuing to go lower. While I'm looking at this and streaming this, I'm going to be looking at other stocks on my other screen. See if there's anything else I could find that seems just as interesting or more interesting. Alright, here it goes. 705s, Jack, on that 1 minute for that mini inverse pup slip into the 20 band. We have the 15 minute. You have another, what is that, 8 minutes left for another 15 minute candle. So that is really where you're going to get probably most of the direction, is on that cross down on the 15. You know, using laws of linearity, this is what we see. We see it before everybody else. Okay, still going lower. 70.05s were entries. Just make sure. Yeah, 70.06s were entries for a short. Okay, stops are 15 period moving average or middle Bollinger Band. Okay. I'm not going to get in this one. I'm looking for one that hasn't really formed a setup, hasn't really went down or activated yet. Let me see PRTA. Let me see if there's anything on that. Don't forget, we have only an hour left, so, you know, looking at the hourly isn't really going to provide us that much unless our entries are really near the hourly level. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, I'm going to get back to LCRX once it's 3:15 and a new 15-minute candle forms, because that's where I think it's going to make its decision on whether it wants to go higher or lower. So PRTA, I don't like the 5 minute much. Let me check Red Hat. Also pretty choppy. You know what? We do have a market structure low here. I think I'm going to take this market structure low depending how the 1 and 5 minute form in the next 5 minutes. Let me see. Let me just make sure. 27.85. Oh, it's a tweezer bottom. It's not a market structure low. Sorry. Luckily, I caught that. Alright, I'm going to have to check back on that. See what happens. Let me just open up my one-on-one coaching session so that when the guy comes in, I don't forget about it. Maybe there could be a counter candle form right on the middle Bollinger Band on MOV. I may consider still taking it. It does make a difference, Brandon. It does. Because it's not a 3 candle sequence. GSK inverse pumping. GSK. Let's see, GSK, maybe a plan A on the 1 minute. That doesn't look so bad. There it goes popping up. It doesn't look so bad, but not, I don't like the wider time frames, the 5 minute especially. We got another 4 minutes, 3 minutes for this 15-minute candle, which is what we're all waiting for here. I'm looking for other things. Look at LL. LL just broke down. It doesn't look so bad either on the 1 and the 5. Let's see if I could find for our good viewers on Ticker TV a trade for the last hour. This AXP doesn't look so bad. This is a plan A, but I don't like the 200 MA right above it. The 5 minute is really diverged. 15 is diverged. Forget about it. What was I looking at before? LRCX, Jack was looking at. We're waiting for that market. We're waiting for that 15-minute candle, really. But what's that other one that I was looking at, which was... Let me check out TWC. Where was it? No, DD doesn't look so bad, but what was I looking at? Where was it? I think I called it out in the chat room now. Brandon, what was that stock that we were talking about? SPY looks like it's about to go lower, so need to figure it out. I think it's CTRP. Which one's high? MOV, that's what it was. MOV, market structure low. There you go. I think this is the trade I'm gonna be going for. Got another minute, guys. There's definitely going to be resistance towards there. And SPY is definitely apathetic to our stock. No, it's a tweezer low, but I don't know. I have to see how it's gonna form in the next minute, because a lot could happen in that minute. Looking at other things as well. I see TWC forming an inverse pup. I'd rather take that, which is correlating with the SPYs. CHTR Jack, your old trade, is also correlating with the SPYs. This doesn't look so bad. Consolidation breakout. I think I'm going to take some of this. CHTR, let me just check the spread on this. Doesn't look so bad. I'm going to piece in a little for this expansion here. Look at that hourly curving down, 15-minute inverse pup forming here. Okay, we're waiting for that 5-minute to cross down. So I'm getting in a little bit of shares early than I should, because I'm seeing things before everybody else, and I want to get out while everyone is starting to see everything and starting to get in, so that way I have the ability to get out with liquidity. If that makes sense to any of you guys. If it doesn't, then I advise take our education. Alright, so I'm going to start partialing out now on CHTR, about 500 shares. Okay. We're up 145 so far on CHTR. I wanted to partial out on that drop down. SPY is still working with us, right? We have full correlation. Transparency is starting to come in. We need the 5-minute and the 15-minute to expand. It's not easy. Now, be advised that the 5-minute stochastics is near the 20 band, okay? This is going to cause a reaction for some sort of pull back, which we should expect. So what we really want to see for the next leg down is a 1-minute 20 band to be slipped and the 5-minute 20 band to be slipped, which I think will provide us with great convergence downwards. Now look at that slip in the 1 minute. Let's see how it moves right now. The 5-minute wants to slip through the 20s. This is going to be a little bit more difficult here. Yes, stochastics cross. Jack is an LCRX. I'll take a look at that soon. Let me just get out of this CHTR, see if it could continue to slip through the 20s. We're still holding the 5-period moving average on the 1 minute. Not that it matters, because the 1 minute's so tight, 5 minutes so tight, 15 minutes so tight. So hourly is really our direction that we need to be really focusing on until things start to expand here. This is what transparency is all about. So we have a possible counter candle here where we could eliminate all the buyers and have a shoot down, another leg down here. So we're getting close to the 5-period moving average, which is my trailing stop, 194.44s. That is where I am going to be exiting out altogether if it continues to go higher than that, because I could always re-enter. Let's see, SPY wants to make another leg down here. There it goes, guys. There it goes. That's the pop. Now I'm partially at 500 shares. I have 200 shares left. Oh, these guys at Ticker TV, you guys got a nice show for you today. Now the 5-minute is starting to expand. So I have 200 shares left. I'm going for the run here for the next 10 minutes or so until I have my one-on-one coaching session. And unfortunately, I will have to shut off the Ticker TV stream until tomorrow, where I'll do another maybe 30-minute session on Ticker TV. And you guys should follow us on Facebook, because I'll put out when we're going to be doing Ticker TV sessions. So that way you could know ahead of time when to look out for us. Come on. All right, so we're still in this position, right? Let's see. And we're already up 185 on this trade on 1,000 shares. So we're taking it for 20 cents so far. Our new trailing stop that we could use is 194.29s. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use a higher confirmation here, which is going to be the close of the 5 MA break. So we'll see what happens here. I'm still in this. SPY is still holding that 5 MA. We're still in this. We're up 185. Let's see if the 5 minute can reject the let's see if the 1 minute price could reject the 5 MA. If it does that, we really still have another long way to go. We may have found ourselves an end of day dumper. Now I'm going to push out 100 shares. I still have 100 shares left. Okay, I just did that to alleviate exposure, which is time times your position size, okay, which you learn in Alpha 7 as well. So we have 2 counter candles here. If it decides to break below, give me a sec. If it decides to break below 194.15s, there it goes, then we may have another leg down all the way to around 194.03s, and that's not what it's doing. It's rejecting that, so we have to wait for the last 100 shares and see if it's either going to close above the 5 MA or close below the 5 MA, and then we'll get out the remaining shares. So we got about 20 seconds. Now in Alpha 7 we teach that time is very important, because by looking at the time we know when a new 1 minute candle forms, 5 minute candle forms. So we have a 5 minute candle forming, a 1 minute candle. Oh, look at that rejection on the 1 minute. You see that? It's still holding. It's going to close below the 5 MA. Or on the 5 MA. Now it closed above, it opened above the 5 MA. So my next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to see what the next tick is going to be like. If the tick is higher, I'm getting out completely. Still waiting for a tick. Now it's kind of lost its momentum. Still waiting for a tick, guys. There it goes. So it's higher, I'm out. And then it drops lower. Oh, what just happened? All right. So that was the end of that. That was a quick trade for the end of the day. Let's see if we could find anything else. I may re-enter this, guys, actually. Looking for other things. I'm seeing TWC. Let me take a look at this quickly. Too tight. Alright, Brendan's calling out EXC. Let's see what EXC is all about. Looks a little choppy. I don't like it. The CHTR is ready to go again. I'll tell you that much. I may go into that again. It's also a plan A, actually. This is a make or break right here, because we have a double-edged sword here. We have a setup forming on the upside, and we have the possibility that it's going to have resistance and then form another type of setup that we have in Alpha 7 to bring it lower. And believe it or not, one of our other sayings that we talk about is that the wider time frames hold the strongest undercurrents, which basically means that you should most likely want to trade in the direction of the wider time frames. So since the wider time frames are showing a lower direction, I'm not going to go for the long side, I'm going to go for the short side, okay? So here comes that cross down. Look at that rejection, huge rejection here. I think I'm going to get in on the break of 194s, guys. On the break of 194s, I'm going to put out an order here. 194s, break of 194s, do 1,000 shares short, okay? That'll be my first partial in. Now, I may not be able to finish this trade with you guys because I do have a coaching session, unfortunately, in 5 minutes. Okay? Hold on, guys. Let me just speak to someone quickly. Alright, let's see what happens here, guys. Let's see if you can hold that 15. If not, then we have that plan A strategy. 194.43s will be the entry. Alright, so that plan A is starting to form, but let's see how it reacts. SPY is still pretty weak here. So what did I say, 43s, 44s? Yeah, 43s. Let's see what kind of rejection we have here. There's always some sort of rejection unless there's a pop. What do you mean, Jack? Alright guys, there it goes. 43s. It's already at 51, so if you took it, then you should already be partialing out there. Alright, your next targets are obviously the upper Bollinger Band on the 1 minute. 195.14s. It has a lot of room to go up. I'm going to sell some here. SPY, I believe this is a market structure low on SPYs, guys, on the 5 minute. So you could start looking for reversals here if it continues to go on like that. You're almost at your targets, guys, the next targets. The 5 MAs you're trailing. Alright, now you should partial out once it gets to the 80 band. So once the 1 minute reaches its 80 band, that's where you should be partialing out a little bit more, because it's obviously going to have some sort of rejection there. Partial out now. Alright guys, so you see how that worked? We wanted to get into the inverse pop. What happened is it failed, went for the plan A. We touched the 80 band. Look at that reflection off the 80 band on the 1 minute. You see that? That's why I say to partial out there. And then you took the rest of your targets there. So that's a good job. Good trade. See that? We had an order out for 193.99, and it couldn't break below it. Alright, let's see what else we could find here. Hang on a sec, guys. I have a coaching session. Let me make sure the guy's in there. So that was 2 moves on CHTR we had, guys. 2 big moves. Alright guys, so I have my one-on-one session, so I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to try to do some more live sessions, and stay tuned.